dive in. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. This is a pretty valid topic, so I'm kind of sharing it everywhere. It's when I get opinionated and I'm going to go off a little bit that I tend not to put it too many places. So, but I think this is a pretty important topic. All right. No, actually, we didn't take 12 too. We take 12 also. So, okay. All right. So some things are going to be changing. I'm redoing the website. I'm doing a little bit at a time. Doing one page at a time. I got the front page done. So I'm going to do the next one next. Helping with a couple of groups. One group that I'm helping with, and I'm not going to tell people what we're doing because I'm tired of people taking our ideas. It's not recovery. It will be, but this is going to take my podcast and make it go boom. All right. It's going to get it out there a lot more people. More people will have access to it. And could care less about the popularity. I don't. In fact, I'd rather they don't. I'll probably hire an assistant or bring somebody on that can help me with it. So today we're talking about Alateen. Let's go to Google first, because a lot of people have never even heard of Alateen, which kind of sucks. Because Alateen used to be just as big as AA and Al-Anon. What is Alateen? Not Palatine. See, even Alateen. What is Alateen? Alateen is a fellowship of young people, usually teenagers, who have been affected by someone else's drinking. It is part of the Al-Anon family groups, which also includes Al-Anon and Alcoholics Anonymous, just so you know. A support group for family members of alcoholics. Alateen is not a religious program. There are no dues or fees, right? All right. So, number one, this is a family disease. And there's a lot of times when I've worked with an alcoholic, the alcoholic is not willing to get sober, but the family is willing to go to Al-Anon and Alateen. Well, if these things aren't readily available, and they're not there, then it's not there. Okay. There's literally a whole chapter called The Family Afterwards. We are very much about healing the family, because living with an alcoholic for 20 years is going to make anybody fucking neurotic, right? I believe it's page 152 that I'm thinking of for some reason, and I open it right up to 152, but that wasn't it. So, family afterward. The painful past may be of infinite value to other families still struggling with their problem. We think each family which has relieved owes something to those who have not, and when the occasion requires, each member should be only too willing to bring former mistakes no matter how grievous, out of their hiding place. Showing others who suffer how we were given help is the very thing which makes life seem so worthwhile to us now. Cling to the thought that in God's hands the dark past of the greatest possession you have, the key to life and happiness for others. With it, you can avert death and misery for them. That's Alateen. That's Al-Anon. Okay. So what happens when the family decides to start to heal? It brings up the chances of the alcoholic getting help go way the fuck up. They go way up because now these people know how to work with the alcoholic instead of working against the disease. Now they can work with the alcoholic. Then they can say things like, you know what? I love you, and I'm going to love you till you learn how to love yourself. It's going to be things like, I love you, but I can't be around you when you're drinking. I'm sorry. I just can't. That's what my wife did. She said, Dion, if you're drinking, I don't want to be around you. That did it for me, man. I did it for me. And what was that? That was an Al-Anon boundary. Yay. Yay. That's an Alateen boundary. Yay. Okay. That's the right way to do tough love. Okay. Then the rules came, and they were my rules. No alcohol in the house, no coming home drunk. You can, okay, just because you put alcohol in your system and you walk into the house, there's no alcohol in the house. Can't do that. Okay. So this is a family disease, and we know this. Now, I am not aware, and if I am wrong on this, please feel free to correct me. I didn't do introductions. All the other ones don't have it. Celebrate Recovery has nothing for the family. Smart Recovery has nothing for the family. Wellbriety, I think does. Okay. And I'm probably wrong on these, just like some people are naive to the fact that Alateen didn't exist. Maybe I'm naive to the fact that maybe Smart Recovery does have something for the family. I am not sure. I haven't heard of it. Okay. Welcome to Daily Trudge. I'm actually getting close to done. If you're here, please say hello. Yeah. I've been struck. This is the second time I've struck out today. People showing up. Well, that just makes me wonder that, sometimes I don't think people really want to hear things like, we need Alateen and these other things, because it makes them feel like they're doing something wrong. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we need Alateen, man. We need AA, Al-Anon, and Alateen, or it is not complete. The process is not complete. So instead of opening up these clubs where you're going to get a little bit of money, try approaching these churches. Try approaching the churches. Get a little bit of room. That's what I did. Okay, but these clubs, these small one-room AA clubs, they're not cutting it, man. It's not enough, and it's unthinking. See, when you start an AA group, you should have every intention of starting an Al-Anon and Alateen group also. They go together. Why else is Alateen important? And unless you've experienced some of this stuff, you won't know this. Alateen's our prevention group. It is our number one prevention group. These are the kids to go back into the schools and say, no, that is not how it works, man. Your dad's an alcoholic too. Well, you know what? I go to this group and da-da-da-da-da. See, what are we doing? We're planting a seed. We're planting a seed. It's prevention. I watched my dad do that stuff. It fucked him up. I wouldn't want to do that. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't even try it. Those are the people that we need in the schools. But because we do not have Alateen, our community's all jacked up when it comes to Colorado. Oh man, we are in a fentanyl fucking crisis. And not only are we in a fentanyl crisis, we're in denial about our fentanyl crisis. Okay. I'm not going to get into that, or I'm going to jump online and be like, you all need to, when I need to work on my other stuff. What about your own children, man? What about your husband, your wife? They don't understand. Well, if they went to Al-Anon and Alateen, they still won't quite understand, but they'll get it. Not only that, but I have found that when the alcoholic and the codependent work together, they can do some really neat things, man. My wife, when I do things, they're cool. When my wife does things, they're cool. But when we do them together, they're just fucking awesome. It always turns out really well. Because it's a family thing. And, it's been very hard to get this out there. It's hard to get out there when you go live and Facebook just refuses to let people know. It makes it tough, So, but that brings me back to attraction, not promotion. That's all that does. I'm actually getting ready to promote like you wouldn't believe. So, maybe. I don't know. All right. Hey, someone's here. So, Alateen. It is so important. It's more important than we all know to have Alateen meetings. So I'm going to repeat myself a little bit here. Hey, Ingrid. Now that Ingrid's here, I'll probably hang out for another 10 minutes. So I'm gonna do some repeating, but new stuff will probably come up because that's what happens when I repeat myself. I think of new shit. So, number one about Alateen, this is a family disease. It's a family disease. When I went to meetings in the 90s, if you went to an AA meeting, 70% of the time there was Al-Anon and Alateen at the same time. Always. We healed together. It's not just AA. And because we are missing these portions, then you as an alcoholic are missing out on a whole nother side of the program. Now I'm talking Colorado because, in other states, Alateen may be doing great. You can't find a fucking Alateen meeting here to save your fucking life. I think it's pretty sad when it's easier to find drugs than it is help. I could walk out the door and go find fentanyl in 10 minutes. I'm an old druggie, man. I'm not an old druggie, but I know where to go. I'll just look for the sketchiest person on the corner, man. I'll just go ask somebody holding up a sign. Be easy. Alateen. Don't you think it'd be wise to educate your kids on the fact that they might be alcoholic or that they might have an addictive personality? Don't you think that our kids and our loved ones are lonely also? I mean, heck, in the family dynamics for this, what we call the dysfunctional family, every single person in there feels alone. They feel apart. Okay. Alateen will heal families, man. My kids, they were fucking angry at me. They hated me. Okay. They went to Alateen for a little bit in the beginning, but I don't think it was long enough. But so it took a lot longer for all of us to, and now I get along great with my kids. Um, the other day, my son and I we had a little breakthrough over the thermostat because we decided not to argue about the thermostat. Uh, see, um, Alateen is our prevention program. Without Alateen, we do not have prevention. You'll have prevention teams, but a lot of times what those are kids who just they want to be a part of something and they don't like drugs. They don't want to do drugs. But what Alateen is the experience from these kids who have lived with an alcoholic, and that's different. That's different. See, wouldn't it be much better where a kid has a dad or a mom who comes home drunk, that they're able to call a sponsor, or that they're able to call somebody that is a safe person? I think that's the right thing. These are all the things that Alateen provides, man. But if you don't know, you don't know, right? It's okay to be naive. Being naive doesn't make you wrong. It just means you didn't know. Right? I'm naive about a lot of things out there. A lot of things. Not recovery, though. Recovery is not one of them. So, I really, it'd be cool to see this push for Alateen, but, even these other programs that pop up and invent the new wheel, they don't include the family. If this is the way I see it, is if the program you're in is isolating you from your family. Now I understand treatment the first 2 weeks, there's no contact. That's for a good reason. But if you're in a place where they don't want you to have contact with your family, I'd probably get the fuck out, because they're not family oriented, and that sounds more like a body brokering situation to me. See, they took the family element out. Not even the county is like, oh yes, you see, you got to have the whole thing. No, they're just like, oh, we need to put up a detox. They're unthinking. They don't think forward like that. What happened in Colorado was the AA clubs got smaller and smaller because the rent went up, and now we don't have space to have these things, so it decimated it, right? Then these people running the clubs, they're making money, don't want to switch to a church or anything like that because now you're taking away their income. Well, that's not AA, my friends. See how that even an AA club can hurt AA because of its own needs, because of its own intention. Now, I'm not saying they're wrong. I mean, there's no such thing in my mind really as a bad AA meeting. Okay. There's better ones. Right? But, I mean, like I said in the beginning of this, there's a whole freaking chapter devoted to what I'm talking about. And any family who has healed, and if you don't give it away, it's going to be the same for them. If they don't give it away, they're not going to be able to keep it. So we got fucked up as a family. We're going to heal as a family. I've been big on this. Okay. I tell you now, I have some very well-behaved grandchildren. Yeah. They understand respect. They understand boundaries. I've always been that way. I have one grandchild. She's just not a big hugger. Right? And like when she got a little bit older and people were like, no, give grandpa a hug. And no, you got to hug grandpa because you love. And I told her, sweetie, you don't need to hug me. In fact, let's fist bump. Bam. There you go. You good? Awesome. I love you. I'm not going to make my children hug me. You should drive me nuts. Hug your uncle. No. No. And I wouldn't either. Oh, well, you need to. And I just fucking end up leaving the room so mad. It's probably my fan. Did it go away? If so, it was the fan. So, but I don't hear a ticking sound. Nope. You got a loud watch. Nope. I'll just reset your stuff. So that's several of the reasons why Alateen is important and why this is a family disease and why we heal together. You know, when we leave out the family, it's very unsinking. So, well, I'm ending. So, I'm sure I'll be back one more time later too. Thank you, everybody. Well, maybe not. Probably before my 6 o'clock meeting. I run a 6 o'clock meeting on Tuesdays. It's open discussion. Everybody's always like, I miss you too. Well, I have a meeting. I run it. I'm there if you're available. I love you. Peace out. And have a day.